Today is October 6th, and this is what I'm missing. Yeah, totally grateful for my friends. Yeah. So I'm gonna head back inside and work on some more videos, because that's pretty much all that I do when I'm not out there on the road. All right, back to work. So here's where I've been spending the last, good week or so. So here's the living room. We are all set up for Halloween. Got spiders and webbing, skulls and skeletons, and Halloween themed pillows. And we even got a body. And here's the kitchen. And back there's my room. I find the most amazing places to be. So today I decided to go on a little mini adventure. Look at these views. And here I am at Rosario Beach. Come look at this, guys. Right there would be a great spot to stealth camp. A little bit of moss, right? You have to move a few rocks around, but this is not a totem pole. Totem poles were made by the native peoples of British Columbia and Alaska and are a record of family history. Here in the Salish Sea, Coast Salish peoples carved or painted the entrances and large cedar posts of their houses. The designs often depict how the builder of the house became wealthy. This pole was made by a Fidalgo Island artist, Tracy Powell, for the Samish people. It was raised here in 1983 by the Samish tribe to celebrate their survival and honor their traditions. Ko-Kwal-alwoot, the Maiden of Deception Pass. A long time ago in a Samish village by Deception Pass, along the waters of the Salish Sea, there lived a young maiden named Ko-Kwal-alwoot. Her father was head man of the village, and she was respected by her Samish people for her generosity, hard work, and kindness. One day, Ko-Kwal-alwoot and other young maidens were at the beach near their village gathering shellfish and digging clams. She was wading in the water, and as she reached for a shellfish, it slipped from her grasp and moved deeper into the water. She followed the shellfish, but it continued to move deeper into the water still. As she waded deeper into the water, she felt something brush her leg. She looked down and saw the face of a man under the water looking at her. She left the water frightened, but also curious as to who this man might be. The next day she returned to gather shellfish by the sea, waded into the water, and once again saw the man looking up at her. The handsome young man rose up out of the water and spoke to her. "Do not be afraid," he said. "I come from a village beneath the sea, where I am the ruler of all the creatures that live under the sea." The king of all the sea creatures told Ko-Kwal-alwoot, "I have been watching you and love listening to your beautiful voice. I have come to ask you to marry me and live with my family under the sea. I can use my special powers so you will be able to live forever below with all my sea relations." Ko-Kwal-alwoot was in awe of this strong and handsome young man from beneath the sea. They went back to the village to ask permission from her parents to marry, but the people felt a great coldness before he arrived and were frightened upon seeing this stranger from the deep. The king of all the sea creatures introduced himself and explained his high status and asked to marry Ko-Kwal-alwoot. He promised to keep her safe underwater. "No," said her father, "you may not marry our daughter. She will die. No, I cannot allow it." He became angry and said, "If you don't allow us to marry, I will take away everything. I will take away the fish and the shellfish. I will take away the fresh water you drink." He left the village and returned to the sea. True to his word, the people saw the fresh water in the streams vanish and the berries dried up. The village fishermen's nets came up empty, and the women returned with empty shellfish baskets. Ko-Kwal-alwoot grew scared and sad to see her people suffering, and she begged her parents to reconsider. Her parents were also frightened for the people of the village, and finally agreed. "Please call him back to meet with us." The young man returned and was given permission to marry Ko-Kwal-alwoot. The parents had only one condition. Ko-Kwal-alwoot must return once every year to visit her people to let them know that she was happy and well cared for. He used his powers so she could breathe underwater, and then she left her village and followed her husband into the sea. The people saw her go deeper and deeper into the water until all they saw was her long hair flowing into the water. The fishermen began catching fish again, and the beaches teemed with clams and other shellfish. Berries thrived, and the streams flowed with clean, clear water. Ko-Kwal-alwoot returned once a year to visit her family and her people. The first year, people saw that seaweed and kelp and seagrass were growing in her hair. By the second year, barnacles and limpets and mussels grew on her arms. By the third year, even scales began to form on her skin. The fourth year, barnacles were now growing on her once beautiful face, and she was nearly covered with scales. Ko-Kwal-alwoot spent her time alone, gazing out to sea, and the family grew concerned. That fourth year, her parents spoke to each other and finally said, "Ko-Kwal-alwoot, we know you belong with your family under the sea. That place is now your home, and we can see you are not happy here anymore. We release you from the promise. You no longer need to return to visit us unless you wish." She thanked her parents for their love and understanding. She said, "I promise there will always be fish in the sea to catch, plenty of shellfish to gather on the beaches, and lots of fresh water to drink. This I promise you." Then Ko-Kwal-alwoot returned to her home beneath the water. To this day, the Samish people know that she is there, providing abundance for them. The lives of Samish and other coast Salish peoples have always revolved around the sea. Everything important comes and goes with the tides, the seasons, and the weather. They studied the sea carefully so they could travel safely, eat well, and avoid disasters. Coast Salish peoples dried and stored fish, clams, and camas. They also traded food, baskets, and blankets with villages up the rivers and across the mountains to eastern Washington. They appreciated the power and gifts of the sea, as they knew that their survival depended on their knowledge and respect of it. Among well-off Coast Salish peoples, marriages were usually arranged to gain useful connections with other villages. The young man in this story is trying to convince Ko-Kwal-alwoot's family that he would make a very useful in-law, but they are afraid to approve because this young man is obviously not human. Listening to this story, one might guess that the young man is the king of all sea creatures who fills the nets of his favorite with fish. This story is about the kinship of the Samish people and the sea. Like a generous uncle or aunt, the sea feeds the people. In return, the people try to treat the sea like they treat their human relatives, with kindness, respect, and generosity. Ko-Kwal-alwoot is both a real ancestor and a protecting spirit of the Samish people. Her descendants continue to feed her each year at this very spot. Look for her green hair floating in the water. It is a sign that she is still watching over this bay and her people. Wasn't that beautiful? Well, after all that adventuring, made it here to the shrimp shack. And look at this. And this right here is a gator burger. This is gonna be fucking awesome. Wow, that was pretty fucking good. Really chewy, really meaty. Kind of like beef. I would definitely say it's not like chicken at all. Kind of like beef. Fuck yeah, I would definitely eat some more gator. And next time I make it back through here, guarantee I'll be grabbing another one of these. Fuck yeah. All right, back to the adventure. And as always, guys, it's your hit. Don't make me smoke all this weed by myself. Find me, follow me, see where I am. I challenge you to come out and walk 1 mile with me, and I will show you magic. Much love and much peace, you all. Three, two, one. And for those of you out there not on my route or not where I'm going to be at, because the adventure has always got me. Nope, fuck all that. Much love and much peace, you all. So here we are at Scott Mills Park, and come check these falls out, guys.